What's the worst legal thing you can do? You can spray tan a baby, totally legal. Any baby? Edit, won my first golds and silvers. Thanks whoever's. Develop a wonderful loving relationship with someone for a majority of your life. Kids, pets, trust, everything included. One day, tell them all you never loved them, it was all a game you were playing for the last 20 years. Divorce your partner and leave with the stash of cash you've been putting away for the last 20 years, moving to a new country never to see them again. Murder someone in that one corner of Yellowstone National Park. Wait, what? There's a part of Yellowstone that's technically outside the populated judicial area of any state, so there's no one to form a jury from. That doesn't mean it's legal, however, it just means they can't technically hold a trial. I imagine they'd patch it up quick if it ever became relevant. Edit, apparently there's been at least one incident where it did come up and they just handed it off to a nearby court. Time to make history. I like your go-getter attitude, don't let anyone stop you from your dreams. That and don't kidnap said victim as they'll nail you on that. Bake cookies, but with chewing gum in them. Ugh, my teeth feel weird just reading this. Chewy cookie lovers will be tested with the ultimate chewy cookie. Someone wasted money to put a silver on this, why? Recruit people to join Scientology. Or an MLM. Those poor people just don't get it, even as they lose money. Sue your poorer ex-spouse for child custody so repeatedly that you drain their finances and can't fight it anymore. Giving out someone's number or email for spam. That's actually illegal in the European Union. Edit, people complaining about Europe not being a uniform country. There. Fixed it. Happy? Oh duck. I constantly put the spam numbers into the home refinancing websites. Shit. A lot of the spam callers use number spoofing, and the numbers they use for spoofing often are numbers real people have. So you might be giving a real person spam. Just pointing this out. This is true. I've had people call me back saying they got a call from my number. Several spam calls are now the same area code and 3-digit prefix, so it's easy to think it's a local call. I got a spam call from my own number. Have kids you don't want. The act of cannibalism itself is legal in most nations. It's just getting the meat that is usually illegal. Edit, to add to this, I've considered the aspects of cooking human meat a little deeper, and come up with this. You're all very dark, lol. I love it. Human meat is very close to pork. So lightly seasoned and glazed with something sweet like honey, plum sauce, apple sauce or maple syrup. You would have to cook it very well, and make sure to properly sear it, and cook it relatively quickly as human meat is around 7% fat, so quite lean for red meat. Since human skin is quite thin, you could easily make crackling with it, so that would be something to watch out for. The legs especially would make for good long cooking techniques, with the thighs being good for a quick roast and the calves being better for braising or stewing. The muscles of the back could make good grilling, with the lumbar multifidus being somewhat akin to filet mignon. The arms, in general, would be good for general purpose meats, along with the abdominals, though the latter would need to be cooked far longer. The shoulders would be particularly fatty cuts prime for stewing or braising. As for the glutes, being some of the most used muscles in the body, they would be ideal for barbecue or making jerky with. And desecrating the corpse. So if you had permission from the family, or in the deceased's will it said you could eat somebody? Time to forge some signatures. Hoo. Also, would you rather get arrested for desecrating a grave to eat the human inside, or for forgery? Edit, okay, just to make it clear, this was a joke post. I will not actually eat anybody. Unless it was a matter of life and death and the person died of semi-natural causes. Like poisoning or something. By that I mean eating a poisonous fruit, not like somebody killed him with poison. Most places, yes. #X200B, there was also that fairly popular Reddit thread, about a guy who had his foot amputated, then cooked and ate it with some of his friends. Link, www.reddit.com Comments 8p5s lialiamamenwo portion office edit, be warned, there is NSFL pictures. Were you able to log the meal in MyFitnessPal, or did you have to create a new food for the app? MyFitnessPal. MyFootlessPal. A parent keeping their kid from the other parent when Therese no good reason to and leveraging the courts to do it. Yeps. My stepson is now 18 and living with us for the last 3 months. His mother screwed him up so badly. She would scream at anyone who would even partly listen that my husband was abusive while offering zero proof. We are trying to slowly build a future for him. Luckily it's bitten her hard. He wants nothing to do with her at all. Meanwhile we are pushing him hard to get his own place, get and enrolling in college classes. It will take a long time but at least it's getting better and he can see what a screw up his mom really is. Thank you for doing this. I work in family law and I see this way too much and I try my best to reassure my clients that their kids will come around but my word means not much when they're missing someone so much. I'm glad it worked for you. Have a child. Never bring him out in public. Only take photos of him beside a mocked-up meteor crash. Let him find the pics when he's 13. That's what the Kents did to Superman. It's just a coincidence he turned out to have superpowers. There was a guy a while back who took a photo up a 13-year-old girl's skirt. The judge had some choice words to say but the guy got let go because, technically, it wasn't illegal. Edit, my autocorrect is bad at it too, so this is what a karma bomb overnight feels like. Ruin the world economy by handing out subprime loans. Become a politician and raise my pay while creating taxes I'm coincidentally exempt from. All the shit that the Westboro Baptist Church does. I had a friend who died while they were tubing down the Platte River. He got caught in undercurrent and drowned. He was about 18 at the time. During his funeral, Westboro showed up to protest, saying God killed him because we allow gay people to get married. They also had police protecting them. It was so terrible. There were little kids holding signs who couldn't have been older than 6. What the absolute duck? TED.com. Somebody who was born into and left WBC. Put a fake X on an ad. Edit, my stupid ass just realized after check the replies that I spelled ad wrong. BTW, thanks for that diamond award. 90% of the time Therese won hidden in one of the corners. Fire all your employees and move your business to East Asia so you can essentially use slave labor. Happened here in Missouri, but they shut down and moved the jobs for half the pay and no union when they took the 100-year-old business to Florida. Listening to music and/or talking on the phone with volume up in public with no headphones. In a quiet waiting room. In the bathroom. I had to wait 8 minutes before English to wait for some guy to get off his phone in the stall. It turned out to be clogged. Standing idly and filming people who desperately need help, instead of helping. Like those kids that filmed and laughed as a disabled guy drowned and died. You can leak the names, addresses, email addresses, social security numbers, driver's license numbers, and payment card details of nearly half of all Americans, and more than half of all American adults, and then settle for about $5 person. Hold Equifax accountable, yo. Don't forget 3 of their top-level executives sold a significant share of their stock holdings just before the breach was announced to the public. Allow your brother-in-law to marry your 14-year-old daughter when she becomes pregnant with his kid. Edit, here is a link to the storyno.com. She was forced by her family to marry her rapist. That marriage was later deemed illegal by a court due to a familial relationship. But it wasn't legal. It wasn't legal because they were relatives. Not because it was a ducking rapist marrying his victim and the rape victim's father allowed his daughter to be further victimized. That is so fucked up. Put your dog down because it's inconvenient. I know a woman who had a perfectly fine Yorkie put down because she was moving and didn't want to deal with a dog during the transition. Then she immediately buys a Maltipoo puppy upon arrival at the new destination. Now she's moved again and has a new dog, but no longer posts about the Maltipoo. I suspect the worst, and it's a shame because we would have gladly taken him if she didn't want to move with him. What the duck? Just casual psychopathy. Edit, lol at the degenerates getting upset about this comment.